Hey there, y'all. Bunkle here again. Hope you're having a great day. Hope every day is blessed for you. I know that not every day is for everybody, and sometimes we go through stuff, and that stuff is sometimes necessary, and bad stuff sometimes leads to good stuff. So keep your hope up, keep hope alive. Um, right before doing this, this video is going to be a 1990 Fleer basketball. So I got the basketball Jones again. For those of y'all who know. For those of y'all who don't know Cheech and Chong, you got to take a listen to Basketball Jones. My name is not Tyrone Shoelaces, it is Bunkle. Now, inside each one of these, you got 45 cards, and if I'm not mistaken, in all of them, you have a All-Star card. Now, the All-Star cards, of course, are All-Star players from those times. What we'd be looking for in these, of course, are any kind of Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, absolutely Michael Jordan. If you take a look at PSA 10 values, if you're into those types of things, there's a whole mess of cards that are definitely worth a real pretty penny if you get a PSA 10. Once they drop below a PSA 10, you got to really wonder if they're worth grading or not. Not many are. PSA 9s tend to drop extremely in value. Now, these are junk wax era cards, so they tend to be miscut badly. Also, they've been in packs for a bunch of years, so there could be dings and knocks and all sorts of stuff. As a good example, the Michael Jordan, if you get a PSA 10 of one of those, it's somewhere north of $400. In a PSA 9, you're talking, I think it's around $50 maybe, 40, between 40 and 50. So again, huge drop in price, just not as highly valued. And if you go with any of the other grading companies, it's pretty similar. So you got to wonder if they're worth grading. Unless you get something that's perfect under a microscope, you might not want to, as well as perfectly centered. A lot of these packs I open mostly for fun. Of course, I look for any kind of value that might be in them. And I do have my Wall of Fame set up. I got some frappers ready for these, if I do happen to pull anything good out of them. And when I say good, it's, of course, the big players that I mentioned, or anything else that might be of interest to me. So we'll get started here. Put a sticker on that. Now, I have opened wax packs of these before. I have not had the chance to open any rack packs. So having that guaranteed all-star card there is definitely nice. All right, we're starting off with Eddie Johnson. Mark Jackson. Now, he's left to right on that is pretty, it's off a bit. That's what I was saying as far as the cut. James Edwards, that's right to left off. Scott Brooks, Reggie Miller, Joe Klein, Mark Eaton, Buck Johnson, Moses Malone, nice card there. Keep that one to the side. Hersey Hawkins, Detlef Schrempf, Robert Parrish, Eric Lechner, Otis Thorpe. Got double Otis Thorpe. Okay, well, it is what it is. I'll keep those on the side. And I'm going to go through them a bit later also, just to see if there was anything that maybe I missed. I know some people will put Moses Malone up there. I'm not going to on this one. This is my Wall of Fame right now. So, and if y'all are sitting in my chair, you have the chance to put whatever you want to on my Wall of Fame. Ooh, now that's nice. Got to be very careful there. I see something very nice on the back of that pack. Ooh, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. We'll get to that in a minute. Okay, Reggie Theus, Chris Morris, J.R. Reed, Xavier McDaniel, Todd Murphy, spelled T-O-D, Toad, Lafayette Lever, David Robinson, nice card there. I'm going to Wall of Fame that bad boy. Got Fred Roberts, Derek Harper, Harold Presley, Ron Sickley, Larry Nance, Terry Porter, Byron Scott, and drumroll. Got the Jordan. Sweet. Now, centering is definitely off a little bit on that right to left, but Jordan's a Jordan. I'll definitely rack that one up. That one goes in a frapper immediately. Now, based on centering there, I don't know if it would be a 10. I'm going to have to measure it out, but it does not look like it would be to my eyes. I mean, make sure you comment and let me know what you think. David Robinson also would not be a 10 just based on centering there. Yeah, it's one of those things with cards. I mean, as opposed to coins, and I mentioned this in a couple other videos, I think, where cards, if they're not well centered, if they're not perfectly centered, if they're not spot on, and there's a slight margin for error, but not very much, the grade drops. It's kind of unlike coins, where if there's a mint error, if there's a scratch or a doubling or a rotation or something like that, then it's worth more. I guess people expect the government to be perfect, and anyway, we know that's not exactly the case. All right, we got the John Stockton All-Star card. Got Buck Williams, Orlando Woolridge, John Paxson, Nate McMillan, Kenny Walker, John Sally, Herb Williams, Rick Smits, Paxson again. I gotta take. Okay, now that's a different Paxson. That's Jim Paxson. That's John Paxson. Okay, not as bad as that other pack there. Rick Mayhorn, Mitchell Wiggins, Kevin Willis, Tom Hammonds, Danny Manning, and Serena's whatever. I'm not even going to try that. Now, one thing that you'll notice, I mean, not only with the two that I have up on the Wall of Fame, but many of these cards are off center. Either top to bottom, left to right. There's some sort of miscut. Flair didn't really have their act together as far as basketball then. Baseball much either, but that's another story. Football either. Which is one of the reasons why, if you take a look again at PSA values, PSA 10s in particular, you have a lot of common players, players that people would consider scrubs, that in a PSA 10 book for a couple $100. Now, again, with centering and all of that considered, they'd probably be a pretty hard thing to find. Thus the value. I mean, you have people that definitely want to put together sets, set registries, all of that, or be able to show off whatever PSA 10s they have. But starting off this one with Otis Thorpe, Dominique, nice card there. And the centering way off left to right. Hersey Hawkins, Detlef Schrempf, Robert Parrish, Mark Eaton, Buck Johnson, Moses Malone again, Scott Brooks, Reggie Miller, Joe Klein, Eddie Johnson, Mark Jackson, James Edwards, and Byron Irvin. So there might be a couple that I might have put up on the Wall of Fame there. I'm hesitating also because of centering. Player-wise, yeah, absolutely. There's a couple that I would have put up on there. Now, maybe I should do that anyway. Going forward on this video, I'm going to put players also, not considering centering. Why not? Otherwise, that Wall of Fame may end up kind of naked. Kurt Rambis, Gerald Wilkins, Isaiah Thomas, nice card there. Danny Young, James Worthy, Will Perdue, Craig Elo, Frank Brakowski, Jeff Humphreys, Adrian Dentley, Michael Cage, Tony Campbell, Walter Davis, Terry Catledge, and Sam Bowie. Not much I would have put up on the Wall of Fame in that part of the rack either, so all good. But I do see an all-star card that I will absolutely put up on the wall. Got a Magic Johnson. That's nice. He definitely goes up on the Wall of Fame. I'll keep that one on the side right there. Get him up there in a minute. And toss that out. All right, we got ourselves a Sean Kemp, Sam Mitchell, Bill Hanslick, Otis Smith, Dennis Hobson, Armand Gilliam, Tom Hammonds, Danny Manning, Marco Marcilionis, Rick Mayhorn, Mitchell Wiggins, Kevin Willis, Herb Williams, and Rick Smits. So yeah, we got Magic Johnson All-Star card. That's nice. Now, the All-Star cards are definitely a lot nicer looking than the base cards. Centering on that one looks nice. Corners are really sharp. Edges are nice. So that's all in all a real nice card. Now, as I mentioned, I'm not much of a basketball fan, so I would definitely look at sending anything that's worthy of going in for grading, and that Magic Johnson looks like it might be. I'll take a look at how the stars are supposed to be centered on that, because that bottom right-hand star does not look like it's fully there. Take a look at what I'm saying there. If you notice, it's kind of like cut off. Now, I'm not sure if that's how it's supposed to be or not. I'm going to do a visual on the PSA website a bit later, or maybe tomorrow, because I'm actually filming this. It's a little bit after midnight. That's typically when I get a chance to film. All right, we got Grant Long, Danny Ferry, Terry Cummings, Ricky Pierce, Brad Davis, Dale Ellis, Tyrone Corbin, not Tyrone Shoelaces, Tyrone Corbin, Alex English, Sidney Green, Lester Connor, Del Curry, Harvey Grant, Ron Harper, Rod Higgins, and Eric Lechner, traded to Sacramento. Now that is a really horribly cut card. I mean, if you look, he's almost falling out on the right-hand side there. All right, got part number 2 here going. Ooh, gotta be a bit more careful there. All right, part number 2. Who do we have there? Xavier McDaniel, Todd Murphy again, Lafayette Lever, Reggie Theus, traded to New Jersey, Chris Morris, J.R. Reed, Bernard King. I'll definitely stack him up. He was complete New York favorite. Here he is with the Bullets. I know him from his time with the Knicks. Seemed like he was putting up 50 every night. Got Ken Norman, Chris Mullin. No, he was a big-time favorite back then. Derek Smith. Got a checklist card. Dan Scheiss, John Stockton, LaSalle Thompson, and Ed Pigney. Yeah, I know Chris Mullin was a big-time favorite from back then. You had that whole college basketball feud between him and Patrick Ewing. See, I'm not that ignorant. Somebody actually mentioned that in one of my comments not too long ago. Now, it's funny because I did remember that basketball feud, but I didn't remember which team either one particularly played for. I knew one of them played for one of the teams in a New York school, so we constantly heard about that. All right, now the All-Star card is a David Robinson. Now, this one right here might give me a little bit of a look as far as what's centered. See, this one also looks like the star is a bit trimmed. So I wonder if that's standard and that's considered centered. Anyway, like I said, I will take a look later and I will frapper that one up as well. David Robertson definitely deserves a spot on my Wall of Fame. Got Orlando Woolridge, John Paxson again, Kevin Johnson, Johnny Newman, Vinnie Johnson, Jerome Kersey, Magic Johnson, nice card there, and that one actually looks pretty well centered. I'm happy with that one, but of course, as I mentioned, inside these packs for all these years, that's a really nasty corner ding, so that will exclude it. That really, oh man, it's like finding gum on a card when you find a card that's fresh out of a pack and all banged up. Craig Hodges, Rodney McRae, Glenn Rice. Looks like all of these cards have that bottom corner ding. Steve Kerr, Sean Elliott, Paul Presley, and James Donaldson. So luckily, there were no Jordans or Magic Johnsons or anything else in there. That would have been a real nice find. And all dinged up. That David Robinson looks like it was the best card in that bunch. Somehow the cards underneath it got banged. You never know how these cards traveled or what they did. But yeah, that is a shame. Finding a Magic Johnson card all banged up like that. Ouch. That right there just kills it. That puts it down to like a PSA 0 in my mind, but whatever. Anyway, my take on those cards. My Jonesing is over. Anyway, I'm going to be out. Y'all take care. Thanks much for visiting. Make sure you comment, thumbs up, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And if you don't like this stuff, give it a thumbs down if that's what you want. All good. It is what it is. I'm happy either way. I enjoyed this. Pulled a few good cards out for the Wall of Fame there. That Michael Jordan is definitely a real nice one. That's a winner. Slightly off, like I said, left to right. Top to bottom does not look all that bad, though. So that's good. Get that a little bit more in focus there. Anyway, I'm going to be out. Y'all take care. Stay well. Stay blessed. Bunkle out.